So here we go then, on the beach. First thing we can do is turn around and find the clamshell. That's over there. And then we're going to walk this way. There's another one around here. Then grab that. That's it. All the way over to this fisher. Grab the gold. Hold on, let me just turn the sound down. Do, do, do. That's better. There we go. Ignore Shadowheart for the minute. We will come down here. There's the other clamshell. That's it. Over here for a herb. There we go. Loot this. Over here.
Have to keep going.
Fill the fish bucket. Here for the next one. Okay, there's also an achievement to read 100 different books. Shanties for the Bitch Queen is only, excuse me, this is the only one.
There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
So we're going to read that, and that gives us one book read. Loot the backpack. We want to keep the water, the red apple, and then pick up the gold. Turn around, come down. That's not a letter, it doesn't count as a book, so we'll just loot that as is. Again, pushing down on the left joystick to auto walk, get that herb. Up here for the defeated fisher. While I'm doing that, I'm using the right cursor to move the camera angle so I can get ready to loot this barrel for the gold, and then we're going to pick up that barrel. I'm going to loot this barrel, pick that up. They're thieves' tools, we'll need those later. Over to this barrel. More gold. There's a herb here. And there's a herb here. Also just found our first waypoint, which is that purple, this purple sigil here. And then this defeated fisher, and more gold. So we loot the fish, and then we'll loot the gold. Get the herb. There's that herb. Get this one as well. Under the arch here. My controller goes where I want it to. Did I get that herb? I didn't hear it. Yeah. Did I get the herb? I did. Right. Controller didn't want to do what I wanted it to do, so we just take off the auto walk. And do that. The insect devours won't attack us because we're unbalanced, so we are free to loot these. Over here for the barrel. Press and hold the X, it allows you multi-select. Only multi-select if there's 3 or more. That was empty. Oh, that's not good. Over here for the backpack. Move to get ready to open the pouch. Nice. This is our last chance. Get a musical instrument? No. The chance to get musical instruments are worth about 30 to 40 gold, which getting one of those straight off is quite nice. Okay, so let's talk to Shadowheart.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
Doesn't matter, we made it.
True. Seems like we're the lucky ones, judging by all the corpses strewn about. I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
Any idea where we are?
No. I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
You want to stay together?
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Alright, let's get going. Option 1.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
Okay, so now we are got Shadowheart. We all do our level up. So it's the right bottom buffer. Hit A. We change to being a bard, and then we remove those 2 spells, and we go for friends and mage hand. And then we keep healing word, and we take featherfall, speak with animals, and Longstrider. Now these 3 spells don't use a spell slot to cast. They're what's called ritual spells. However, healing word does cast a use a spell slot. So you can use whichever one by pressing on them. Instruments, you should be able to hear the sound. It's a little bit low on this end, but I always go for the flute on my main character. Skill proficiency, we go all the way down to the bottom. Deselect deception using A, and then select persuasion and accept. So our tab done. And we go into Shadowheart, who's a cleric. Continue. I'm going to take all the spells off, and we are actually going to go with Guiding Bolt, Healing Word, Sanctuary, Create, Destroy Water, and Command. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. As long as you get Healing Word, Sanctuary, and Create or Destroy Water, those 3 are a must. The other 2 are completely your choice. Have a look through them and see which ones you want. And the first thing we're going to do as Tav is use the top right hand buffer. Again, as a reminder, I am on Xbox controller through a PC desktop. We're going to cast Speak with Animals. Can only be cast on the person casting it, so there's no point giving it to someone else because they can't cast it on Tav. Then we're going to cast Longstrider, which increases our movement speed on us, the Tav, and on Shadowheart to give extra movement. There we go. And now we are going to do a save game. We are going to do a new save. We're going to change the name. Use the cursors on the keyboard. Act 1, capitals, level 2. Just in case you want to come back here and make different decisions at some point, there's always an option. Right, now we've got our crew together. Well, off we go. You can see the little air around our legs to confirm that we've got Longstrider on the characters. Get to this little pond here. We're using bottom left bumper button to go into the party mode. Press Y to separate Shadowheart. A to confirm, and then we're going to sit Shadowheart here. We're going to use X to bring up the extended options and move the barrel there. And we're going to hide her just in this little spot here. And she should change. I'm watching the little sun. Right, I need to move the barrel a bit. It's always a bit finicky getting this barrel in the right place. There we go. You see how that little sun changed? Here it's golden, bright white, bright yellow. It means we're in the sun, we're not actually hiding. And then here we've got half hiding, which is where we want to be.
Let's get going.
Go to Tav. Tav also goes into hiding. And we walk up the hill. Up to the fire. Again, if we click down on the left joystick, we can then loot from afar. It's got nothing. It doesn't usually have anything. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We're going to go over here. And if you find the relevant section, you can actually hop up onto here. And then we're going to dodge that. We don't want to be seen yet. We're going to go to the edge. We can do a quick save. Right bottom button to bring up the extended menu. Whoop. We're going to find ranged attack, and we're going to target that one. We're surprised that they're surprised, which means they won't get to act this round. If you can see on initiative order, they got that little helmet type symbol below each of their names, which means we're going to get another turn before they can do anything. And shoot again. There we go. One down. That leaves us with 2. So we're going to stay up here. We're actually going to move back in the hopes that they can't run to us in one round. Yep. There we go. So again, we are going to shoot this one. Okay. What we're going to do is we're trying to avoid getting into close combat or melee combat by making them dash. It slows down the gameplay. Oh, I think they've just managed that one. Are they in? Yes, it's too close. Yep, they got into range. That sucks, but okay, fine. We're going to look at the damage. We do 1 to 6 with our offhand at maximum damage. So we just switch to main hand attack and just make sure it goes down. And then because we're so close, we're going to loot it. We're not going to bother moving. We are going to go to Shadowheart though and bring her out of hiding. These things have a chance of defeating you if they swarm you. Like 3 on 1, they are going to win. Use our range attacks. Don't use our spells yet because they only come back on a long rest, which we'll get into that later. Missed, good, and this should be the end of it. Yeah, there it is.
Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
Okay, so now we get Tav down and over to the Intellect Devourer there. We get Shadowheart, who's going to go over here.
I must keep going.
And we wait to see who arrives at the destination first. Tav.
Breathing. This
So we loot the Intellect Devourer, set them up to go over to there.
for me.
Select Shadowheart to loot this. We're going to pick up that, loot the Mind Flayer, and head over here to that into that Devourer. Back to Tav, loot the Abducted Noblewoman. Just take the gold up here to this defeated Mind Flayer. Pick up the Void Bow, add to wares, take the healing potion. If you have taken any damage, use healing potions. You can use them by going into your inventory and then just X and you can drink, or you can send it to Shadowheart. Shadowheart's also got 2 in her backpack, so she can use those as well.
One day I'll catch a break.
Send Tav to join Shadowheart. Click on Shadowheart, regroup,
Can't afford
take Shadowheart. Shadowheart's going to loot that. Over here to the crate. Loot these tools. Open this one. Loot everything in there. Oh, wrong button. Pick up the big trunk. And now we are going to send the chest to camp. X. Send to camp. Switch to Tav. And send the barrel to camp as well. There we go. Now we're on Tav. We're going to go down here. Past the wagon. All the way down there to get that herb. Turn around. And we're going to get this other herb. Shadowheart seems to be stuck. Is she going to follow? Okay, sometimes this happens. You just need to
Still alive.
um,
So that's progress.
grip back up and it should fix her. There we go. She's stuck on a bit of grass. Is she coming? Yeah, there we go. Go up this path. Gonna meet our next team member or party member.
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Option 1, easily stand back.
There. Can you see it?
Note the failed perception.
Shh.
Top left-hand corner.
Not a sound. Not if you want to keep that darling neck of yours. And you, keep your distance. No need for this to get messy.
I need her alive. Stow that blade, or I'll show you just how messy things can get.
Promises, promises. But I have other business, I'm afraid. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Nod?
Option 1, nod.
Splendid. And now you're going to tell me exactly what you and those tentacled freaks did to me.
Option 1, you have it backwards.
Don't lie to me.
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm, the light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on?
It's a Mind Flayer's worm. Connect to us. Option 1.
You're not one of them. They took you. Just the same as me. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Option 1, apology accepted.
A kindred spirit. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
Option 1, introduce yourself.
A pleasure. So, do you know anything about these worms?
Option 1, yes. Unfortunately, they turn us into Mind
Turn us
Flayers.
into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
Option 2, you should travel with me. Our odds are better together.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right, I accept. Lead on.
There we go. So, Astarion joins.
What now?
First thing we do, again, use the party menu to select him. Right button buffer to level him up. He's easy. There's no choices to made here. He just gains a bonus action, hide, dash, and disengage, which you'll see how they get used during the case playthrough. Next, we're going to change his gear. The first thing we do is unequip his dagger and his bow. You can do that up here, or you can do it by going on to the relevant weapon itself. We are then going to send the thieves tools to Asti. If you've got any, it depends how many. Again, most of the loot is RNG or random, so it depends what you got, depends whether you've got any or not. We are then going to find 2 short swords and equip Asti with them. And then we'll find the light crossbow we found earlier, and he has that as well. Excuse me. And that's it. He is done. Purely cosmetic change. I don't like the way his armor looks, so I always equip him with leather armor. The armor class is the same. It's a purely cosmetic look. I prefer that style. That's it. Back to the Tav. Cast Longstrider on Astarion. And then save game. New save, change name, curses, and then the delete button. Act 1, Astarion joins. There we go. And off we go. We're going to go back into the Nautiloid for some XP and loot and stuff. So you can see here, we're on a different coloured ground. There's another little patch of discoloured ground here. And we're going to use range attack, and we're going to find it. There it is.
Monster. Death is too good for it.
The reason we do that is because if you get too close, you enter a dialogue which can actually end your game. So we defeat it from afar to prevent that option from ever being an issue. Over here.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
Yep, area loot by pressing press and hold down A. So the supply pack gets sent to camp. We pick up the potion and add to wares the bow. Scimitar, add to wares. Bone and hand axe. And that's it, that's that loot done. Back into the Nautiloid, up these steps here. Get to the edge of the fire. Sit, and then we find our jump. And Tav will jump over, and then Asti and Shadowheart will follow suit. There you go. Walk up this hill. The shovel sticking out of the ground, so we
Shouting up ahead.
pick up the shovel. And use shovel
But be careful.
to dig the dirt mound. Open the chest and get some gold. Okay, we're going to go right over to the right hand edge of this little pathway, and we're going to just keep going up, staying as close to this right hand cliff edge as possible. There's a discovered waypoint, and then we're just going to turn around and go back on ourselves and take a hard left here into this daylight patch, and we are going to hide. So again, you can see all of the suns,
Secrecy.
so we need to get rid of those, turn them into half suns. Shadowheart hides in there.
Let's not get caught off guard.
Tav goes along this little cliff edge. You can see this, it looks red to me, this coloured ground. We don't want to go anywhere in there because we will be pulled out of stealth, and that will start combat, which we are not ready for yet. So we get Asti and we go into this patch of shade. You can just about get in this shade without going into the, I call them visual cones. There we go. We do a little quick save. We open our wheel of actions and we find sneak attack ranged. And we target Nemissa, I think it's pronounced.
Just leave it.
Kabam! Oh, we rolled very low on our initiative. That is fine. We find our offhand attack and try. Missed, that's fine. It still puts him into combat, so if she moves, he's going to get an attack of opportunity. However, we do have Shart here. So Shart is going to go to where Asti was and used a ranged attack on Nemissa again, and hopefully, oh my days. Right, so we then use Tav and we're going to go after Damas. Oh, initiatives are horrible. Lae'zel, because the idea is you want to defeat Nemissa after she's going after Damas anyway. There we go.
Still on my feet.
Right. We are going to run all the way along here and use our offhand attack to hopefully... Oh my word. Oof, of course she did. Yep. Right, let's go. That's it. Lae'zel's going to turn up and hopefully... There we go. So we are now going to talk to Lae'zel.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
Option 1. And what exactly is a creche?
It is many things. A hatchery,
a training grounds, a shelter.
Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a Gale tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
Option 1. Alright, we journey together.
You have made an ally from Kresh Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel.
I'll trust your judgment, but I won't trust her. Not until I've gotten the measure of her.
You've a sharp tongue, elf. Would that your mind proved its equal.
Half elf. I suppose the finer details are lost on a creature like you.
Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A Kresh must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
Okay. So you might have seen there in the top left that Shadowheart gave disapproval because we sided with Lae'zel. There's an approval system from the TAV to every single character that joins the overall group, if you like. And the lower it goes, the worse it gets. And if it gets too low, the person actually just leaves. So with Lae'zel, again, it's just like Astarion. Level up is easy. Done. We now loot everyone. And we see if we've got a spare light crossbow. We have. Excuse me. So we just update that. We then go over to her armor, use the Y button, and switch her back to melee. She is a fighter. She's better off doing melee type things. We then go down to Asti and use potions to heal. To Tav, heal if required. There we go. Left bumper, group up. Find Long Strider, cast that on Lae'zel. There we go. And another save. Save. Act 1. Lae'zel joins. There we go. Alright, now we're off wandering again. We go straight down this path. Ignore that net. We turn here. Over to this sigil. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. It seems a little bit low. Let's put another 5 on the master volume. And another 10 on the voice volume, I think. Right, so when we get here, we do a little quick save. And then we go up to it, use it.
Approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Option 1, touch the sigil.
A hand? Anyone?
For pure comedic reasons, I always use option 2, slap the hand.
Ow. Perhaps I should have clarified. A helping hand.
Oh
Anyone?
dear. So we use the option 3, Bard Charisma, attune yourself to sigil, then bind it to bid it to quiet down. So there comes our dice roll. We use the X button to add a bonus, and we use Shadowheart's Guidance, which adds an additional 1d4. We then press the 3-line button to bring up the menu, and we do a quick save by pressing Y. So if we fail this dice roll, we can reload the game and try again. And we failed, so we use the same button to bring up the motion, and we do a quick load. I don't always reload dice rolls, but some are quite important. There's a potential to well, have bad consequences
Perhaps
if we
I
can't
should
get
have
this roll off.
clarified.
There we go.
Helping hand. Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this.
Option 1. No need to apologise. Are
A
you
bit
alright?
shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
Option 1. I was, yes.
And I can only assume you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region.
Option 1. Go on.
The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Option 3. Ranger. I can tend to basic wounds and ailments, but alien parasites, I'm afraid not.
I've established few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Sounds like option 1. Sounds like a plan. You're welcome to join me.
Oh, I see you're traveling with plenty of company already. Perhaps I can join you later instead.
Option 1. Alright, meet me at my camp.
I'll make my way to your camp and embark upon a succulent slow cook to be consumed upon your return.
There we go. Now we get another waypoint, and Gale is off to join our camp, which we will sort out later. So, yeah, we do another save. You don't have to do these saves. You can just wait until you get Gale and do it then. Just put like character joins, but I prefer to do it one at a time. There we go. Also gives you a reference point if you want to make different choices, etc. Okay, so now we go back along here. We split the Tav off and send them up the hill. Select Astarion, and he goes over here. Is it up this hill, or is it the other one? I always forget. Is it this one? No, it is the next one. It's over here. There's a herb on one of these hills. There it is. Rogue morsel. Sit. Alright. Back along the path. Okay, and we stop in the shade of this tree. We then split Lae'zel and Shadowheart off. Lae'zel goes over to this tree. Shadowheart goes over here. And Asti stays where he is and goes into stealth. Lae'zel goes into stealth. Hiding, sorry, it's not stealth. Goes into hiding. And so does Shadowheart. There we go. We go back to Asti, turn off the auto move selector, and move up into this big bit of shade here. There's a 10 XP for discovering the thing. Right, we're going to do a quick save. We're going to then go to the auto move bit like I said before. We're going to use this to bring up ranged attack and move all the way forward, and then with the right joystick change the value and point up to the coiled rope here. And now we've got to wait for the mage to walk off. There she goes, and there's a ranger over there, so he's got to stay on the box. The mage needs to be up there, and boom, and quickly run away, taking off auto move and hide in the shade of this tree again, and we do a quick save. We give it a few and we return to the scene of the crime, as it were. Back to our spot. We do another quick save here, And now we're going to go sneak attack ranged. Check for where the ranger is. They're coming down, so we've quickly got to move. Oh, get what? That's it. There we go. Press the B button to cancel attack, then take off auto move and walk away, because otherwise the ranger might spot us. Luckily, we passed our stealth check for hiding. So we come back. I'm not going to do another quick save because where we were was fine. Ranger goes back up, so we are back in position. We get our sneak attack ready again, and now we're waiting for the mage to come down. There they are at the top of the staircase. Keep checking to make sure that ranger's back on the box. Hopefully she'll come in range of our sneak attack skill before they do their little routine. Oh, she didn't come far enough. Right. Can't go too much closer. We are on the edge here, so we just got to wait patiently. We do it this way because the mage can do some devastating damage with their spells, and then the ranger with their bow. So, oh, cancel, auto move off. We've got the successful hide roll again. Got to be really quick. As soon as you see me move, you need to move Asti. Oh no. Mage is in the perfect position. Where's the ranger? Oh, there they go. Right. Go. Run away. We didn't get the one shot defeated, but we did do damage. We switched to a normal range attack and shoot them again. There we go. They are down, and we run back to our tree. And we quick save. See if the ranger comes to investigate. It hasn't. So now we are waiting for the ranger to come off their spot. Hopefully we can repeat what we did with the mage. It does take a lot longer doing it this way, but it is a lot safer. I've got the commands correct and in timely manner. Right. Quick save again. Now find your sneak attack ranged. Boom. Stealth failed. That's fine. They are surprised. They've only got... Right. There we go. We get our attack off again. Missed. At that stage, we go and find the Tav. Put them into hiding. And do the little walk. I say little, it's actually quite a lengthy walk. First thing we do is over to the ranger's box and loot it. Get the fish and the walnut or whatever's in there. Right, do not step on the greenery. It's actually twisting vines which can get you stuck and appear out of hiding, and then that's bad. Right, so here we go. Got him. There we go. Alright. Go to Lae'zel. Unhide. Go into auto walk mode and auto walk her over there. Shadowheart. Out of hiding. Auto walk up the stairs. Asti comes around. And because I hate them this much, I firebolt the twisting vines. Blow that set up there. Should be about there. Right, those two bits you don't have to do. I do them because twisting vines have got me so many times. This bit you do. You do need to do this set. As soon as he's done that set, you can then auto walk him down here and pick up a shovel. Back to Shadowheart. We'll go up there to the Tav. Tav, the fire's gone out, so we're good free to walk down there. Lae'zel's going to do an area search, and you'll have between 2 to 4 bodies depending on how things have fallen. So we've got another book. We'll need to read this. That's book 2 of 100. grab the gold. Warren will take the gold, and then we can auto loot everything else. Check the wooden crate. Nothing in that. Lae'zel's finished. The other two we got with the cord, rope and stone have fallen into the hole. We'll find those a bit later. Lae'zel moves all the way to the door. Shadowheart finds the herb. There it is. Pick that up and go down the ladder. And then we go back to Tav. Right click, pick up, add to wares, the bedrolls. Over here to the backpack. We can send the thieves tools to Asti and the disarm kit. The rope, alcohol and dagger we pick up and add to wares, and the torch we'll pick up. Burlap sack is just a carrot, that's fine, and they go and join Lae'zel as well. Shadowheart is down there as well. That just leaves Asti, who's picked up the shovel. Take off auto walk over to the door. Right click, right X, lockpick. So he's got 7 with a bonus of 7. We'll add Shadowheart's guidance anyway. There we go. Easily successful. Now we rejoin the team. I have this in a specific way. I have Shadowheart on Tav, then Lae'zel, and then Asti's on the bottom. We go into stealth mode, hiding, quick save, and open the door. We are in combat. So what we do now is we use Lae'zel first and hit him. Kabam! That now puts her in close combat, which means Asti can move away and use the thing. Although he's not got advantage, which sneak attack allows, there is a team member within close proximity. He missed. Fine, move to the offhand attack. Did some damage, that's fine. Shadowheart's going to shoot. 2 more damage. Lae'zel's already had her turn. We are not going to trust the one-off missile. We are going to do 2 hits. Got him with the offhand attack. Split the team up. Lae'zel's the easiest one. She's going to loot the body, not the key. Don't take the key. And then Lae'zel goes into this corner and hides. To the Tav. Tav will pick up the key. Tav auto walks excuse me, down to the crate. Shadowheart auto walks. X click, pick up and add to where's that picture. And then Asti, whoops, took the auto walk. Auto walks over to the torch. There you go. You just see Shadowheart take the picture off the wall. Down to the Tav. First thing we are going to do is move the bench to the middle of the room. And there's another one here. And we're going to turn it using the crosshairs on the keyboard, on the thing. You can see there it says rotates. That's what we're going to do. And put that there. There we go. Right. Shadowheart's got the largest job. First of all, she needs to move all these chairs. Yes, there is a good reason for it, but right now, I've got to concentrate on moving them first. You want to try and put them as far away as possible over by the fire. There's 4 on this side, and you can stack them up. There we go. Defies physics, but hey ho, computer game. There we go. She goes into this corner and loops this corner. Add it to wares, nothing in there. Ink pot, quill, wooden trunk. Oh, gold. Pick that up. There we go. We go around the other side of this big table, and there's 3 chairs here. So again, just move those as far as you can. Tell the difference, the colour of the line changes. If you're not colour sensitive, it's blue to red. Or a greeny blue to red, I should say. Concentrate moving the chairs first. Once the chairs are moved, we're going to turn the fire off by just walking up to it. Oh, I can't get there because of all the chairs. No, I can't reach it. Okay, I've got to move the chairs. Now can we get to it? Yes. There we go.
Onward
And we
then.
come back along to the table edge.
All's well
To the
that
Tav.
ends. Not as bad as it could have.
Loot whatever in the crate. Over to the table. We're going to loot everything that we can. Turn the candles off. Oop, turn that one on. Whoops, daisy. Turn that one off. Cutting board will loot. The milk can. Books. Hopefully a book. No books. This one. No books. Okay, now we're going to read the plaque.
Ancient, indecipherable text covers the plaque.
A dead
Turn.
tongue. Whoever worshipped here must be long gone.
Turn on the iron big candlestick. More cutting boards to loot. Any books in this stack? Yes, remember we're going to read it. And we're going to back out using the B button and then pick on up to it. So that's book 3. 97 to go. That is the same as the one we've already got. None in that one. None in that one. Alright, now we turn that off. And then Tav goes and hides in this little bit here. There we go. Shadowheart. There's. Come over here and we just loot the bits on the floor. Takes a little practice to get the circle the correct size to do it, but there we go. And now we wait. Switch to Astarion, who's going to turn off the brazier and go over here. You can just see this operation stick, because I know countries pronounce that word differently. Got to call it a stick from now on. Right, here we go. Camp supply pack we pick up. Add to wares, pretty much everything else.
What do we have here?
If you hadn't noticed, I do not use any mods. If you're using mods, you're not going to be able to get achievements. I don't use any exploits, cheats, or anything else. Which is why I loot everything, because that's how I get my gold. Loot and use vendors. Yes, it is slow, it can be mundane, but I know, I find it relaxing. We also turn out the candles. And if they're on, it'll say burning. If they're not, it won't. It's that simple. Some candles you can pick up and put them into your inventory and then you can sell them later on. Most you can't. There we go, that's that table looted and the candles have been turned out. So we now go over to this little table over here. The reason we get Shadowheart to do this is because she's got the highest strength other than Lae'zel, but we use Lae'zel later to pick up other stuff, so we want Shadowheart to be free to pick up all this smaller stuff. That's it, and then Shadowheart goes back to where the picture was. There we go, and hides. Go back to Asti, operate the stick, opens the door. We stand just here inside the door and we do a quick save. We find his fire bolt, and there's a oil barrel there, so the idea is to hit the oil barrel about the centre of the barrel with the firebolt spell, and hopefully defeat at least 2 of the mobs in this area. So fingers crossed. Wow, we've got initiative. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is go all the way over here and then use our bonus action, cunning action, hide. It forces the people to run through the door rather than just using ranged attacks to defeat us. And we end turn. We expect Asti to be found because he's not really hiding. He's not got many bonuses in complete eye line sight. Right, there we go. So this is a I think it's pronounced Hasid, is the worst of the lot. That's the one that kicks out the most amount of damage, followed by then Torga and then the mage, but the mage is all the way over there. So what we're going to try and do, are we able to sneak attack? No. Okay, so we're going to activate Shadowheart first, try and keep her behind that pillar, and range attack the ranger. Nice. We're going to go to Tav, who's going to join Shadowheart here, again trying to stay out of the range of the visual range of the mage. And nice. And then finally Lae'zel is going to go all the way around. This is about the perfect way this battle goes. 2 defeated, Hasid on approximately half-life, each attack is hit. Pretty good. Might not go for you, I apologise if it doesn't, but you know, RNG. Right, so we're going to main hand attack Hasid from Lae'zel. Pretty good damage. Okay, so we're now on to Asti. We are going to quick save because we want to use an offhand attack on Hasid and hopefully defeat him. Like that, and then main hand attack Torga and hopefully defeat her. Miss. We're not going to reload that. That's fine. Right, that dash takes an action, so we know the mage won't be doing anything this turn. So again, we're going to try and use our offhand attack for Torga. Brilliant. That leaves our main hand attack for the mage. So what we're going to do is get Lae'zel to walk up, and hopefully we can get in and try. Can we jump? Yes. Boom. Hit. Defeated. If that hadn't happened, I was going to use Astarion to do a sneak attack range and then follow up with Tav and Shadowheart. Right, so didn't need to do that. Tav goes all the way through up to this door. Asti goes all the way through up to this door. Shadowheart goes all the way through to that door. Lae'zel comes back through and loots the defeated bodies. When we get to Hasid, we actually equip the Great Club onto Lae'zel. And then we go back over to where the mage was defeated. We don't actually loot. We move back to the Tav, open the door, and go in there. Oh, go in there. To Shadowheart. Into this library area. Then we go to Lae'zel. You see everyone's taking a turn. There's a book, so we're going to read the book. I'm not actually reading it, I'm game reading it. So I'm flicking through the pages to make sure we get that reading. That's book 4, I think. It's very easy to lose count. There is a torch on the floor somewhere.
Careful.
Asti is going to pick up the thieves' tools and just stand there. That's his job done.
All right. What now?
Nothing in there. That's a bit random. There's the 2 bodies for Lae'zel that fell through the floor. Right, Shadowheart gets to loot the first stacks. There's ink pot. If you're not sure whether you've read a book, it's best just to have a quick flick and read through them. If you want to actually read them, then pause the video and read. Some of them are quite a good, interesting read. None of them gives you quests. It's all what I'd call game history and game lore, but it is quite an interesting read. I think we've already read that one. By the way, I do have all the achievements on my account, bar... I think I'm missing 2, maybe 3. So I'm not going to get any pinged achievements, but I will let you know when you're supposed to get them. Alright, so let's out. There's the torch. We'll pick that up and look to see who doesn't have one. Lae'zel's got one. Tav has got one. There it is. Shadowheart. Can't see that Shadowheart's got one, so the one we've just picked up we will send to Shadowheart. There we go. Yep, that's what she needed. And Asti hasn't got one either. Have we got another spare one somewhere? We thought we looted a couple. Maybe I was wrong. Huh. Oh well, never mind. Right. She's going to go up here and look these 2. Thieves' tool gets sent to Asti along with the disarm kit. Now we start sending gold to camp. It does have a weight limit. Keep the alchemist fire. Gold to camp. Poison sucks. There's a torch. That goes to Asti. We know he doesn't have one. Right, so Lae'zel then goes ready to pick up the loot from there. Asti doesn't have a turn anymore. Go straight to Tav. We are not looting the bodies. There's another book. Read it just in case you haven't read it. I think you could, if you wanted to, you could make a note on a pad or on a, in a Word document or equivalent, like a notepad on your computer or a notepad IRL on your phone, mobile device, whatever, to say which books you read. Basically, you got to read 100 unique book titles in a single playthrough. We will do that on this playthrough. I'll just end up reading every single book I come across because I won't remember which ones we've read. And this playthrough is going to be about 100 odd hours. So these are what I call MTX or costume pieces. They don't actually replace your armor. And I like this pair of footwear, so I'm actually going to send that to Shadowheart. I'll pick up the bowl. Tin cup. And we're done. Tav is done. Tav is now going to go and... no, Tav is going to go over here.
If not over, then through.
Shadowheart goes on to the next section of the library. Do a big area scan. Curse of the Vampire. Nothing. And yes, you do get a lot of the same books. Get the chest. 4 candles. There's another book here. I know we've... Oh, Chapel Records. Okay, we haven't read that one. Okay, right, and we've got to go around the back for a perception check. Find a stick. There it is. Use the stick. Open this. Get the gold. Oh, supposed to send that to camp, hadn't I? Let's send that to camp. She's got a fair chunk there. There we go. Right, and we move. Oh, excuse me. Dry throat. Shadowheart there. Go to Lae'zel. I'm just going to take a drink. There we go. So more gold to camp. More thieves' tools to Asti with the disarm kit. More gold. Camp. A shovel. We'll pick that up with Lae'zel. Ideally, you want everyone to have a torch and a shovel on them at all times. This is the game works. Right, so Lae'zel's done. She now goes and joins Asti. Go back to Tav. They've got to pick up this book here. We'll read it. Now pick it up, add it to wares. And then we've got it. We'll turn off this. There's a couple of scrap. I think it's this pot. Yep, there it is. Don't know why I read that. I'm so used to reading books now. Right, and that's that done. So those three are done. Now we're just on Shadowheart. Finish off looting the library. There's a fair few chunks. I know we've read that one, and we've just read that off the pedestal, so that can go straight in. We've read Curse of the Vampire, and we've read Mortal View Eyewitness of. If you want to know if you've read them, you can always go back in and you can see which ones are stacked up, which means you have read them, and which ones have only just been found, so Chapel Records. There's her casual sandals, which I prefer the look of. These are called camp clothes, and we're going to add those to wear, so now I can sell those and the hammer. But I prefer the casual sandals over the Acolyte sandals. When eventually we get to camp, I'll show you how the camp clothes work. Curse of the Vampire again. Godly Guide. No, we've read that one. Unclaimed. Is that another Curse of the Vampire? Yep. Ooh, excuse me. Curse of the Vampire. Oh, my bad. Okay, so go back to Asti. Group everyone up. Stay on Astarion and walk through. As you see, the door's now open thanks to the stick that Shadowheart pulled. We split Lae'zel and Tav. We select Asti. Asti and Shadowheart go over to this big door. Tav goes over to here. Just about to see the chest in the dark there. We'll pick up the gold. If you don't have an upgraded version of BG3, like you've only got the basic version and not the deluxe, you'll need to pick up this chest and send it to camp. Or this one. They're both opulent chests, one or the t'other. I picked up the DLC, so I already have a chest I'm going to use for sorting. So Lae'zel is done. She goes over there. Over to Tav. There's a jug up on the wall we can take. Loot the gilded chest. There's scrolls. We'll pick up the chest. Just like other things, we send that to camp. And then we go over and join Lae'zel at the door. Let's click on Shadowheart. Sorry, Asti. Asti opens the door.
There is work to do.
Shadowheart then finds her guidance spell, casts it on Asti, select Asti, quick save. Okay, now we're going to walk into the room. Ignore that trap.
Someone's left a trap out.
That's a trap. The only trap we're worried about is the one on the sarcophagus. That's the one we need to disarm. That is the trigger trap, which means if you don't disarm this one, all the traps in the room go boom. If you disarm the sarcophagus, then that disarms all the other traps in the room. So we've already got guidance on there from Shadowheart, and we pass easily. So now we can open it. We get the Watcher's Guide, which is junk, and we find a key. We loot this pot. Nothing. There's some bones there. We take the bottle. There's another pot over here.
Traps.
Don't worry about the traps. They can't go off anymore because we've disarmed the trigger. Click the bone. Up and around into this corner.
Traps.
Loot this sarcophagus. Right, the trident. You're going to need to pick up everything. Asti might go a bit encumbered here. There's a soul coin.
An iron coin. I prefer gold. I'll take it.
We'll get an explanation of what soul coins are later on in the game. More stuff to pick up and add to wares. There's a jug over here.
This? Traps.
And another one.
Consider it.
Round for this chest. More potions. Arrow, junk. We'll pick up torch and the toolkit. To this crate, sorry, into this crate. Over here. There's another jug.
A trap. Somewhere.
And another sarcophagus. We get a morning star. Brilliant. Send that to Shadowheart. That is fantastic. Right, are we on Asti? We need to go to Shadowheart, and immediately we're going to upgrade to the morning star because it's way better than her current mace by 2 damage. Raw. Boom. Yeah. Back to Asti. Everything's empty. We've got all the jugs. Is that? Yeah, so another trap there. So now we go all the way through. Door's locked, but Asti's got the key. Lae'zel to join, Tav to join, and then select Tav. We walk in to the large hall. Over to the Braziria.
But no sign of a struggle.
That thing. Loot the scribe. Take the scroll. We got the staff. Don't go for the one down the floor. We'll get that in a minute. Take the jug. Check the pot. Check the pot. Do not like the brazier. That's it. We turn around. There's another defeated skeleton here. Take the dagger. Go to Astarion. Lockpick the chest. This chest never used to be locked. And then patch 8 come along and it's now locked. No idea why. They just decided after what 2-3 years to lock it. In alpha it was unlocked. Now it's locked.
No, never mind.
Very strange. Very strange. Pick up that staff and we select Shadowheart and leave her there. Also check the damage of the staff. Oh, excuse me. Check the damage of the staff. If you didn't get a morning star, you equip the staff. We've got a morning star. The damage is the same, but morning star has tenacity. When you miss an attack, you deal 1 damage anyway, which is awesome. So we'll leave Shadowheart there with her morning star. If you didn't get a morning star, again, just to repeat myself, if you didn't get a morning star, just equip her with the staff.
This must be ancient. No one worships the final scribe anymore.
There you go, a little bit of religion. Right. Loot the entombed. Oh, we're still on a short sword, and finally we get our second scimitar. Oh my days! Just add it to where's automatically de-equips it from the thing. There we go. We finally get our 2 scimitars. Wow, that took a long time.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
Put Lae'zel next to the warrior, and then Tav and Asti continue the walk. Back up the steps, over to the door over here. In we go. There's a jog over there. You can just about get it if you target it correctly. There it is. Switch to Astarion. Round. Lockpick the chest. Again, this was the same as the other one. Was never locked at all, and then patch 8 comes along and decides to lock it. Right, we re-roll using thieves' tools. We've got 7 of them, so hopefully we'll get it in a minute. That's another one down. There he goes, finally. Nothing. See what I mean? There's like 12 gold in there. We've looted way more without having to unlock it. I don't understand, but it's their decision. So another soul coin over here. We do not read this book yet, so use the X button, pick it up, go into your inventory, send the soul coin to camp, find the Book of the Dead Gods and send that to Shadowheart. Right, and then we come out of the doorway. Here we separate
No one's stopped me yet.
Asti down to the chest here. It's the only one that isn't locked, but it has the most expensive item in it. 3 scrolls, each scroll worth 40 gold, so a total of, what's it? I'm not sure what that heavy key opens, because it might open the chests, which is why it's there, but whatever. Right, so Tav now gets a quarterstaff and a studded shield. Rah, there we go. Asti doesn't have an equipment change. We go all the way back round into this little gap here and we hide. We then select Lae'zel and check to see if we have found a maul. I didn't see one picked up, but double check anyway. No. Send that to camp. I don't think we've got a maul anywhere. If you're on mouse and keyboard, there's actually a search function you can use, and you can actually find the item you're looking for. A maul, M-A-U-L. We don't have one. I know what it looks like. We just don't have one. It just does more damage, so that's fine. So now we summon Lae'zel's Githyanki Sarnix Mage Hand and cast it all the way over here on the stairs. Just like a party member, we separate it from Lae'zel, select it, go over to this button, quick save, and use the button with the mage hand. Now we're in combat. Go to the Tav, use your quarterstaff, and bonk the scribe. Missed. That's usual for Tav. Quarterstaff and melee are generally strength based weapons, and we don't have a lot of strength. That's fine. End turn. Lae'zel should do this one. Bonk. Action surge gives her another attack. Use tenacity. If you miss, and it's dead. Defeated. There we go. And now we move up to the top of the steps and wait to see what happens. Switch to Shadowheart's turn, but before Shadowheart's turn, we switch to Asti. Comes out of his little gap. Move up to the visual cone line. Sneak attack on the one next to that. Ah! When was my last quick save? Yeah, I'm going to reload. If you're doing this, I would suggest that you quick save before landing the sneak attack with Astarion. That scribe needs to go down in one hit. One hit defeat. But it's fine, we'll just restart it. There we go.
Survival is all that matters.
Missed again, that's fine. This is one we're going to miss now, you watch. Yep, there's tenacity. Action surge. Yep. Shadowheart's no longer in line, so we move to Asti again. And we'll quick save it this time, which is what I should have done last time. Got him. And now, because we've got Long Strider, we can actually go here next to this scribe and use our offhand attack to get into close combat and doom damage. There we go. This one will walk away, get the opportunity attack, and then cast silence. Shadowheart's a cleric, so the game assumes she's going to use magic, which we don't. We bonk them with the Morning Star. That one's gone. There we go. And then whatever movement left, we jump and head through here. Her turn's over. Now wait to see what these do. Run away. Nicely done. Nicely done. One left. Right. So Tav walks. There's a group of. There's a way down. You see, right? We're just going to dash. Fine action dash, which adds movement. I'm just going to move.
And move.
There we go. And we're going to head over to the room that the mage hand opened. And turn. Nothing to loot there. Asti's also going to use cunning action dash. Get some movement. And then dash to go around the corner. Oh, this is going to be a long fight.
Faith will protect me. Heading there.
It's curious. Don't waste a step.
That's it. Can't quite reach that. I'm not going to dash, there's no point. We're waiting for Lae'zel to defeat this. There it is. Oh, brilliant. Right. Lae'zel joins Shadowheart. Lae'zel and Shadowheart join Asti. Asti stays there. Pulls on the stick. Go back to Tav. Tav now opens not the pot. There's nothing in these pots. We want... Oh, some gold apparently. Nice. And a disarm kit. That's nice. And then the Amulet of Lost Voices goes to Lae'zel. And then we walk over to the sarcophagus.
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me. Right, as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
Option 1. Quite the question. What's the reason for it?
Curiosity. Nothing more. Wilt thou answer my question?
Yes. Ask away.
So, I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life?
There are lots of options here. About 6, 7, depending on your race and class. If you're following along this playthrough, which I advise you to do if it's your first time playing, then these are the options you'll have. The options are personal preference. The choice, is personal preference and bears no link to actual gameplay. I always go for Bard because I'm a Bard.
A life and how it is lived are different equations. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
And now we have Withers, otherwise known as Skellyman, Bone Daddy, etc, etc. And we loot the sarcophagus, find another soul coin, some gold, a bronze goblet, and a scroll. Again, some of this loot is random. We join the rest of the group, quick on Asti, and go up the ladder that the stick revealed, which then pulls Tav to us. Stand here, do a search, find the dagger root, loot the skeleton, walk along. Up roots. There's a herb. And survival check for the dirt mound that's here somewhere. 2 more chances. Lae'zel, you gonna find it? No, they all failed. Okay, so we go back here. We find our shovel on our ring. And dig. There it is. Holy water, which you don't use, and some gold. And we go this way along the path. Up the steps. Over to this tree for another one.
That's curious.
There it is. Wow. 2 really nice magic missile, which we will send to Gale, and then we'll pick up the gold. Then we activate the waypoint system with again the bottom right hand bumper, and we go to roadside cliffs. So I've just done multiple pages of my guide without actually reading it because I've done it so many times. Here we go. There it is. Right, so now we do a gear check. Make sure each person has got what they're supposed to have. Tav has leather armor. These boots do nothing, but they weigh stuff, so we add to wares and sell them. Same for the tasteful boots. We add those to wares. Clothes don't do anything. We'll send those to camp. Done. We'll unequip both the staff, add to wares, the shield, add to wares as well, and we equip our scimitars back again. We also go into the camp supply pack. Open, you see we've got a supply pack there. That entire thing gets sent to camp. Bang. That's Tav done. We're going to Asti's alchemy bag, and that gets the alchemy herbs in there, gets sent to the Tav. The camp supply bag gets opened, and the supply bag gets sent to camp. The key gets opened, the key gets sent to Tav. The key ring gets sent to camp. No gold goes to camp. Nothing in Lae'zel's alchemy's bag open. She's got a supply pack. That goes to camp. Any other food can stay in there. It's fine. No keys in the key ring. Key ring gets sent to camp. Lae'zel's done. Finally, Shadowheart. She has an herb thingy that gets sent to Tav into the supply bag. 2 supply packs because each cat starts with 1, and then 1 is found on the table. It's sent to camp, and the key ring again gets sent to camp. This is all to reduce weight. Next, we move on to Asti for a gear check. Again, we've got those boots that don't do anything. There's no disadvantage to having bare feet in this game, so we just take those off. Take off his shoes and send his clothes to camp. Save weight. It's all about saving the weight. It allows us to carry more loot. Lae'zel's boots actually do something. She gets an athletics +1, but we go down to tasteful boots, add to wares, and they come off. Oh, was the game crash? No, there we go. We leave her trousers, also get sent to camp. She goes then back to the burning blade. There we go, her light crossbow and torch. Shadowheart is the final one. The circlet doesn't do anything and it's worth loads. Add to wares. Boots don't do anything. Add to wares. We've equipped the casual sandals, which are awesome. Shadowheart's actual clothes get sent to camp. She stays with her morning staff and her shield because that does the most damage. And there we go. That's all done, dusted. Oh, then go to Tav. Open up the keyring. Top right hand bumper to open up the inventory. Pop the key in there, and then by pressing down on the left joystick, we can then sort by type. Just nicer that way. Any water we have also gets sent to camp. Now I open up the herb bag and do the same thing. Find any herbs we have on the Tav. There's the dragon mushrooms, rogue morsel, There we go, and then Tav's alchemy bag gets sent to camp. Ooh, right, now we can do a save. We do save game, save, change name, next one, save 2. Oh, I forgot to do a short rest. You're supposed to do a short rest. Right bumper, right bottom bumper, activate short rest, then do your save. So what I'm actually going to do is go into load game, delete the save I've just done, and resave it after the short rest. You need the short rest back to get Lae'zel's action surge back. That's it. And now we're going to load game and just delete all those quick saves. Keep the file nice and tidy. There we go.